What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us. This is Forza Barca podcast, where we talk about Barca news, matches, transfers, everything. Uh, so today is literally a few minutes, well, about an hour or so, about 2 hours after the game versus Galatasaray in Turkey. We ended up 2-1, winning the game, and it was a hard work, a lot of. It was a heated game, but that's what we're gonna talk about today, and we'll do a little preview for the Clasico that's gonna happen this week on Sunday. But all right, let's get my man Miu in here just to get a little maybe a refresher about the lineup that we got that started the game and the overall impression. Let's go.
We started with Ter Stegen in goal. Our defensive line was Alba, Garcia, Piqué, and Dest. And then we had in the midfield Frenkie de Jong, Busquets, and Pedri. Up front we had Adama Traore, Aubameyang, and Ferran Torres. So, well, as you know, I lost my shit and it was very difficult. I had to rewatch the game because when Galatasaray scored, I turned the TV off. Yeah, classic mistake, classic
Classic.
Mew mistake. It is what it is. Not ashamed, not at all, because up to that point, I could not believe what I'm seeing, especially those 100% chances. I mean, it was like 10 minutes into the game. Great build-up play, and then Frenkie de Jong displaces a 100% chance at least. It at least has to go on goal, and not too far into after that chance, Galatasaray scored through a corner, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
and that defensive line,
Yeah, that was a
pure
clusterfuck there.
shambles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very difficult these times for me because I always get reminded when we play like this about the bad days under Koeman. Not only Koeman, but beforehand, those those days
Valverde
where
and
we,
yeah.
yeah, when we constantly were humiliated on the European stage. And this is something that reminded me today. And but
The first
let's not,
half of the
yeah,
first
let's not
half,
get
not
too
not the whole
far
thing.
ahead. Yeah, of course, because I had to rewatch it because we've actually won the game.
Yes.
Um, so what's your take on it? Because you've watched the entire game and suffered through it. So
um, I'd say. I mean, I knew when we talked about this in the last episode, it was gonna be a tough game. Like ideally, we'd want to finish off the game in the first 20 minutes or so, like we've done for the last few games, and then just relax for and take it easy for the rest of the game. That would have been ideal, but nothing is ideal in European football, and especially when you play in Turkey. And the fans so close to you, all the chants, it's very intimidating to play in that environment. So I figured it wasn't going to be as easy as we hoped it would, which it wasn't. It was a struggle through it from start to finish. Um, I think the players did their best. I mean, the first 15 minutes we created some chances, but we were a little shaky. We misplaced some passes. They had opportunities to score a couple times. We had more opportunities to score in the first half. We could have easily scored a few goals in the first half. But with them scoring, usually when that happens before we crumble, right? When Benfica scored when they're playing against us, we're just pretty much the whole game we're trying to catch it and we never could. That mentality wasn't there to actually press the whole time and have that belief that we will score. But in this one, you could feel that the players are not giving up. Like you could feel how fierce they were. Like they were pressed throughout the whole 90 minutes, and I'm never gonna get bored of that, of them actually fighting to the end, which is something that we didn't see before Xavi. Like we give up, and we say this every episode for the last 3 episodes, but it's the truth. Like we're fighting throughout the end, and of course, not everybody played their best. But everybody tried to play their best, put it that way. Like you can see, everybody's trying. Nobody's lazy. Nobody's intentionally not trying to press or trying to be lazy throughout the game. Everybody had the grip on and try to do something with the ball. Try to do something when they got in front of goal. And in the end, once we with the 2-1, you see how we slowed the game down. Quick passes, not to be not to rush the ball to try to score. The third, we didn't need to, which was the right thing to do, and then in these circumstances. So overall, I think it was a hard game, but we were the better team throughout the whole thing, and throughout the both legs actually, and I think it's fair for us to go through to the next round.
Yeah, I will not disagree with being the better team, but you've got to be the better team. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we are not in a good spot. Uh, I mean, we had some great games, but overall this season we are not on a good spot. Not only this season, when we talk about the European stage, we've been lacking um, a lot through like 3 to 4 years, if not even more. So that's not the problem. The problem that I've had with the first few minutes is that we've created um, something that was absolutely once again reminded me of that display that we had in Napoli, and tried to control the game, control the ball, control the opponent, and then um, of course that shambolic behavior at the back,
Yeah,
and lack of concentration. This is something that pissed me off, and that's why I had that moment where I decided to turn off the TV, which of course I regretted afterwards because I've watched the game, and it's I'm not 100% satisfied. I'm not going to sit here and say just because we won, there are a lot of things, but this is something that needs to be addressed. Like when we talk about the individual mistakes that some players can't seem to turn off. They always creep up in some instances. And but first of all, let me say, uh, when we get to praise people, of course,
oh
Pedri.
man, yeah, we're gonna have to
What an
talk about
amazing!
him.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to talk about his performance, and because he was me, and I'm taking maybe I'm taking this a little bit beforehand, but I'm saying the man of the match for me was Pedri.
Obviously, yeah.
Um, and not because of the absolutely amazing goal, but he was constantly running, constantly trying to press and create danger, taking the ball, um, shooting. Not always good. I mean, of course not, but he was absolutely giving his all, and this is something that I like to see because you see this young kid wearing that shirt, wearing that crest on his chest, and he's absolutely giving his all. And this is something that would have liked to see from more players. Even though Aubameyang scored, he had an absolute shit game. If I'm being honest, because he misplaced a lot of passes, had a lot of mistakes. But what's your take on the
Players.
players individually? Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I don't disagree about Aubameyang having a bad game. Um, yeah, I mean he did his part. When because the problem is when we play against teams that are basically just sit back. Because even though we were tied 1-1 at one point, look, Galatsaray just stayed back. They weren't interested in attacking. They're just waiting for a counterattack. When we play against those teams, we our number 9 usually suffers. We don't see him throughout the game because it's hard to get the ball to them in every chance. You know what I mean? So I understand, but at the same time, it could be a contribution to why he had a bad game. But so yeah, I mean overall he didn't have a terrific game. I wouldn't say it was like a bad game per se, but it's just not what we used to seeing from him for the last few weeks. Um, and as far and who else? Dembele has the same idea. Like he when he came on in the second half, he had some good runs. He had some. He tried to go through and dribble sometimes, but a lot of the times he didn't know what to do with the ball, and he lost a few of them that were easy passes where he lost it, which is something that we've seen from him for the last few games. But um, I thought he would have been better for him to start. I know we talked about that before, and I said Adama would play, and I was right as far as that goes. But I think if Dembele started from the beginning, it would have been more dangerous than Adama for this one. But that's just how Xavi wanted to play. So it's not something that we can control, that Dembele can control. So but as far as the best player, like we talked about, Pedri, man, Pedri is just out of this world. He's just somebody who's I'm sure every Barca player is so excited to see him in like 2 years when he's already like world class right now. So I don't even know where he could go that would just make it. You know what I mean? Like he's just so special. And the guy when Gavi came on, you could see like how we were still in control of the midfield. We didn't lose it. We still we didn't lose a grip of the midfield at all throughout the whole game. And I think that was the best part of the whole thing is our midfield carried the whole game. So yeah, I'd say Pedri was obviously the man of the match. I'd say PK did a great game too until he left. But yeah, I think everybody fought, but there were some lackluster players. But overall, I think we deserve the win, obviously.
that's true. Well, let's do something new and let's have at least for the starting lineup because I think it's not fair to rate someone like Dembele who came on um, in the halftime and he didn't had like the impact that we wished he had, but
Mm-hmm.
someone like you said like in Germany they saying it doesn't matter if a striker is invisible for the whole game if he shows up and
Of
scores the
course,
goal. Yeah,
that's their
and
job, right?
while Aubameyang did exactly that, he didn't do that. He wasn't invisible. This is my problem with his performance. He wasn't invisible because he had some severe problems with holding the ball, with passing the ball, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
It got way better in the second half, but the first half was an absolute disaster. And I wouldn't rate Dembele and Memphis Depay and Gavi. Um, or okay, Dembele because he came at the halftime, but Gavi and
Memphis.
Memphis, I wouldn't rate them. But let's just do some rating. I'm going to start with the goalkeeper,
Mm-hmm.
and we just throw our numbers from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best.
Okay.
Ter Stegen,
What do you got?
I'll let you start.
Let me start. Okay. I'd say he didn't have to do much. So it's kind of how we're gonna judge that, because the goal really is, it's if you can't see the ball, how you gonna catch it. So I'd say 7.
That's exactly what I would score him. I'm saying 7. So Jordi Alba, I'm going to start. I'm going to give him 7.5.
I think I'm gonna stay with 7. He didn't do. I mean, he didn't do as much as previous games, which we saw him some good
He
crosses and
was he was he
some
wasn't
passes.
he wasn't good up front. He
Yeah,
had
he was
some
solid in the back
moments.
though.
Eric Garcia start.
I'll give him. I'll give him 7.5.
Really?
Yeah, I think his this ball distribution. He moved the ball forward plenty of times where we saw him take advantage of Galatsaray just standing there and passing through them and try to pass it to the other guys. So, and he was solid defensively too. So yeah, I'll give him 7.5.
Yeah, he's getting a 6.5 from me.
Why? What do you
Um,
do bad?
yeah, I'm going to explain myself because I know I probably have to, but um, I I agree with you that he had when it came to taking the ball forward and distributing the ball wasn't he was good, even better than Piqué
Hmm.
this game. But defensively, I didn't like what I see. There was that one instance where Piqué had to sprint on his side to make up for his lack of awareness because he was absolutely misplaced. And this is something that comes when you go forward and distribute the ball. But
Right.
you
That's the
got yeah, that's the
that's what he's supposed to do. I think. Yeah. I mean, you
yeah,
see it
that's
all the
the
time with
danger.
the. Mhm.
It's the danger that can happen. But at the same time, we need to talk about having that security, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, it
And I
happens
don't.
when even when PK and Araujo play and PK goes forward, Araujo does the same thing. It's a whole it's a tactic where one of them goes forward
Yeah, but
and the ball
see,
plays behind.
Araujo got some pace on him, and Eric Garcia doesn't.
No, I
The
know.
main difference.
What I'm saying, when PK goes forward and there's space behind him, Araujo covers for PK. So same idea. When Eric goes forward, PK covers for him when there is and he has to, because there's space when he goes forward. There's space
Yeah,
behind, so
but
that
that
happens
one
all the time.
instance, it was his mistake. He had to cover that side. It wasn't like he was on the run forward.
Okay,
So I'm
because of that, you
sticking
give him
by my
6.5.
6. Not only that, but I don't think he was that good defensively.
Okay, that's.
Was way better going forward than
I think
defensively.
I think the whole defense is great. I mean, granted they didn't get tested much, but when they were tested, I think pretty much everybody had that they're what they're supposed to. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
nah, man, nah. I can't agree because
Okay.
we conceded a goal.
Oh no! I'm saying, well, goals is gonna happen, man. Goals are going to happen, especially when you're dominant. When I mean, again,
See,
I'm not saying they didn't. Set pieces are different too. Like set pieces, we always have problems with set pieces, so I can say that for that. But as far as yeah, everybody had the whole team there didn't defend well in the counter in the set piece. It's not just the defenders, so you can't say, "Oh, I'm going to blame the defenders for that one," even though everybody was there defending. You see what I'm saying?
mm, well, let's get let's continue.
All right. So which one?
Okay.
What you got?
Um, I'm going to go with a 7.
Okay, I'll do 7.5 for that one.
Okay. So same as Eric Garcia.
Yeah.
Serginho Dest.
Um, I'm gonna give him a 7. He was solid throughout the whole thing. He didn't go forward much,
Okay.
but he did what he was supposed to throughout the game.
Okay. I'm going with an 8.
Nice. Okay.
I like what I've seen,
I mean, I
but
did too,
unfortunately, he got injured. So
and that's why I
hopefully
gave him a
he's
7. He shouldn't get injured. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a factor. No.
yeah. Busquets.
I'm gonna give it 7.5.
He's getting a 7 from me.
Okay.
Pedri.
Pedri.
Pedri. No. We
Oh,
cannot do
you have to
Pedri.
wait for Pedri though.
Yeah. Oh, we will do Frankie De Jong.
Frankie, I'll give him 7.5. I know he missed the chance, but throughout the game he was solid. He created a lot of spaces. He assisted for the second goal. Anybody else would have tried to hit it inside, but he passed it back to give Aubameyang the because it was open there to score. So overall, he had a good game, and he assisted. So I give him 7.5.
We're
By you,
getting a 7.
7. Okay.
Adama Traore.
I think I'm gonna give him 6.5. Um, I feel like he didn't get to do much. I don't think he didn't get to do much throughout the whole game. But he I saw him track back a few times. He dispossessed them from like he took the ball from the other team a few times. So he was running and doing what he's supposed to do defensively. But offensively we didn't see much of him. Um, but I'll give him 6.5. Like he wasn't a threat the whole time like he usually is. But he
Mhm.
didn't create. He wasn't a liability for us.
Okay, I agree. I go with that score too. 6.5 is a good score. Aubameyang.
I'm giving him a 7. He scored, and he had a couple chances he could have scored, but it wasn't as clinical as we wanted him to be, and like he was in other games. So I'll give him a 7.
Okay.
What are you?
Oh, he's getting a 6.5, even though he scored.
Because he missed
I think
chances.
that's fair. Not even missing chances. That stuff happens. If you score at the end, that's all that counts. And it's not only scoring, but scoring the winning goal. So that's all that counts. It was his inability to control the ball and play a
Link
lot
link
of
link up passes.
yeah, simple passes. It's not even some passes that he played in sometimes he couldn't control the ball, whereas I struggled to understand why, because it's absolutely insane to understand why.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Ferran Torres.
I'm gonna give him 6.5. He didn't do. I mean, he created spaces. He was important when we were trying to go forward. Passes when he got the ball, he took his time, try to find the right passes and all that stuff. But we didn't see much of him offensively. We didn't see a lot of chances with him offensively. Basically, just passes either to Alba or to Pedre to the side there. So yeah, 6.5 because he was solid. It wasn't a threat as much as last few games.
I agree.
What are we gonna give him?
Oh, same score.
Okay. So who we have left? Pedri?
They and
10?
yep, for me this was a 10 out of 10 performance.
I give him 9.5.
Why?
Because he did misplace some passes, some goals. He played an amazing game. He pressed the whole fucking game. He had some great dribbles. Some great passes. The goal was just out of this world. The composure, man. That's what like blew my mind. He didn't just like because it was right there. If he shot it, he probably could have scored. even though the defender slid. If you know what I mean. So like he had enough
Mm.
time to actually shoot while the defenders are there, but he just kept calm and until everybody fell down, and then he just slid into the net. It was very like somebody who's a forward, who's a pro, like Holland or Messi or somebody who's seasoned
Yep, yep,
striker
yep,
would do that. You know what I mean?
yep.
But he did
That's something that Messi would do in his prime.
right.
Something that Messi would do in his prime, just absolutely humiliating to defensive
Defenders,
players,
yeah,
and then just slotting it home. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's to me that's a 10 out of 10 performance because mistakes always happen, and we cannot forget this guy is so young. He's uh he's still learning, but he's at a level that is absolutely insane. And he had some bad games. It's not like he's always performing like this. It's impossible, especially in with his age. It is something that is to me it's unbelievable how uh, experienced he seems for his age. Like having that calmness and knowing what to do. It's
yeah. That's the crazy part. Is just he's not even like a lot of midfielders that are his age are still just learning how to read the game. He's a master at it already. He knows when to slow it down. He knows which pass to pick. It's just crazy how he is, and to think that Gavi's 2 years younger than him. He's 17.
yep.
So when Gavi's 19, like we'll have an amazing duo there already. So it's just it's a very exciting for Barca fans to think about. Um, it's just yeah, yeah. We're always
Yeah,
producing midfielders that are amazing. I love that.
that's true. It's absolutely true. So now that we've got that out of the way, I think we can also um, talk about the upcoming task in
Oh
this
jeez,
tournament.
man.
Um,
Ay ay ay. And in this tournament or the game we have on
y-
Sunday.
well, first of all, in this tournament, because
Okay.
I think tomorrow
The drawing.
is the draw.
Yeah.
So which of the remaining teams
Yeah.
do you like?
Right now Sevilla's playing. Oh man, West Ham is winning, so I think West Ham is going through. um.
Well, they've. I think it's already over. It's West Ham.
Oh, it is okay. They're done.
Okay.
Yep, they are. Okay, yep. I because I have the TV in the back and they're celebrating. So yes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who we get. I think whoever we get, I think especially now that Sevilla's out. I think we're
Both,
set up to win
both,
it.
both Betis and
Yeah, Betis and
FC.
Sevilla. I mean, it's not good for us if you think about it in the league because they won't have to play in the middle of the week. But for chances to win the Europa League, I think it's pretty wide open for us to go in and just snatch it. I don't think anybody can match our strength from the teams that are left.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Well, I think there are a couple of very good teams. Um, and if we are unlucky, we will have some of those. I think Olympique Lyonnais
Yeah, and Marseille
is
Marseille went into right. Or no, is that is
Lyon.
Marseille? Oh, Lyon, not Marseille. I think
Yeah.
Marseille's in the Conference League. I think isn't it Sunday?
Yep. OL is probably one of the toughest ones. Red Bull, absolutely, they have some very quick
Yeah,
players, and they always have like great upcoming players. Um, Belgrade and on I think Rangers, Glasgow Rangers, because of their fans. Probably tough. Bergamo.
Yeah, I think if we have our shooting boots, our scoring boots, I think if we finish the game and Camp Nou, then we don't have to worry about going. And that's the problem. I think
Mm,
even when with Galatasaray, we could have scored 3-4 in the first game. If we did that, then this would not have been an issue at all, or as tough as it happened today. So I think if we can finish the game in the first half or the
mm,
first leg, I think we'll be all right. So that's what I'm saying. I think we're um, we're in prime position now to win it if we want it enough.
mm.
So whoever we get, I'm not worried really.
Okay.
If we stay in it consistent right now, if we drop our
Yeah,
form
that's
drops,
true.
then that's the whole different story. Um, yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. All right. We'll react to the draw on Sunday when we talk about the big game.
Classico.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's start with this. So Classico, just prediction right now. What do you think is gonna happen? Are we winning, losing, or tying? What do you think
Like
is
I
gonna
said,
happen?
I never bet against
Not
my
not
team, so
betting
it's not.
realistically. What do you think is gonna happen? Because I know like we all want Barca to win. So that's not the case. The case is if you look at it from a realistic point of view,
We're
looking at
probably
them,
going
looking
to
at us,
lose.
we're probably going to lose. You think?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I think, I mean, if you look at this, how consistent everybody is, I think we've been the most consistent for the last month compared to them. Um, they, and I watched a few of their games. Their first half, they play terrible. And then they don't turn it up until like the last 20 minutes, and then they score like 2 or 3 goals. That happened for the last like 2 months. Every time I watch them, that's what happens. Um, so, um, I think it's going to be a tie. I think it's going to be either 1-1, um, 2-2, or 0-0. I don't think it's going to be more than that. I think Madrid is going to come in it, um, not too hot like they did, like exactly how they played in Super Cup. They're gonna chill in the back. They're not gonna try to pressure us as much in the first half at least. So I think that's how the game plan is gonna be because they don't really need to win. They're comfortably in first place. Sevilla is never gonna catch them. Then for some reason Sevilla just they don't want to win the league or something because every time Madrid loses points, they lose points too. So I don't think Sevilla is gonna catch them. So I think Ancelotti is gonna not play really offensive as much as he would if he needed to win. So I think it's going to be a relaxed game from their perspective, at least for the first half. Maybe they'll turn it up in the second half. I'm not sure, but depending on how the game goes in the first half, I think that might change. But overall, I think we're going to tie. But I wouldn't be surprised if we lost either. But I want them to win, so it's it's a whole thing. I want them to
Not
win.
about wanting. Yeah, I
Right, we all
always
want
want
that.
them
Yeah,
to
I
win.
want Barca to win. But like realistically, I think it's going to be a tie, or we're going to lose by one in the last minutes or something. Kind of like happened the last few games, with them. So that's what I think is going to happen. What do you think?
Okay. Um, I think that having the Classico is always something else. I'm not going to judge Real Madrid by their last games because thing is that they know that this is something that is about prestige, not about just playing a game against another team, any team. It's like it's more than even a derby. So you have to um, show off, and especially in front of your fans. I think they are going to come in guns blazing.
Mm,
Not not thinking that they are going to sit back and watch us take control over the game. It's not going to happen.
Well,
They are going to pressure us, and they are going to try to have a high line of pressure. It's not going to be like I'm not going to sit there and watch us play our game. It's not going to happen. And of course, they have with Vinicius Junior and whoever is going to play on their right side. I think Asensio
yeah,
going to play.
Rodrigo's injured.
Are going to have a lot of pace, and as of now, we are not able to sustain those two players constantly making sprints into our half.
I think
Going to be difficult.
I think if I think Adam is going to start. And I think that the reason is because of Vinicius. I think he's gonna because Alves is gonna play. I'm not sure how. I know that Destes got injured in the game today, but I'm not sure how severe it is. Either way, I think Alves is gonna start. And if that's the case, I think playing Adam on that side is going to help defensively because he's as fast, if not faster, than Vinicius. So I think having somebody who's strong and fast in there is gonna help put at least contain a little bit of Vinicius there because that dude is just fast, too fast. Um, so I think having that's why I'm not too worried about Vinicius, especially if anyone plays. I'm not going to be too worried about it because we're having the experience of Alves and the speed and the strength of Adama. We might be able to contain that area. And I think that's why I think they're gonna start. They're gonna work on the counter, and they've done that. And every time they played against a strong team that's it's in high position, they don't try to take control of the game and be possession wise, but they try to sit back and just counter. Especially because you said they have pace. They're gonna have Vinicius on one side, they're gonna have Asensio on the other. They're gonna rely on as soon as they get the ball, look for the size, and go through balls to those guys. I think that's what's gonna happen. But unless we score in the first half, and then they have to switch their tactics. But yeah, I think that's yeah. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I think it is going to be very difficult because they are, like I've said, they when they need to put the pedal to the metal, they are going to do it. It's not, and it's something that is pretty much why they are um, of the table because every time they are not like playing miraculous football. It's not like something out of this world, but they are very clinical and they know how to score goals, even if it's just one goal differential between some teams that they've played against. But at the end of the day, they get the job done, and I think that's why they unfortunately will prevail in this game. But we are not um, on that stage right now that we can go into a classical confidently and say, well, it's probably going to go well.
Yeah,
That's
I agree
what
with that.
I've done like years ago, even when we were humiliated in Europe. Classicals always got into classicals and said, "Oh, we are probably going to do well.
Yeah,
We're going
that's
to
when they
win."
had Messi and Suarez, and
Yeah,
we know like
yeah,
up front we were going to score goals. It's just a matter of trying to
yeah.
contain the back. Um, so yeah, let's hope we do well. What do you think the lineup is going to be?
Probably going to start with Ter Stegen, and
You
then
sure you don't want Neto in there?
nah, man, I sucks. um, Alba,
Okay.
probably again Garcia and Piqué.
Okay.
Although I've got to say Araujo had an amazing game
Yeah, he did well for
against
the right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Dani Alves, Busquets, Frankie, Pedri, Ferran, Oba, Traore.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I think Stegen, of course, goal. Alves, Araujo, PK, and Alba. Because I don't think we need somebody who can defend. So we definitely don't need we we don't need Eric in there. uh, so yeah, Alba and then Busquets, Frankie and Pedre. And then yeah, like you Traore and Oba and Ferran on the top.
And hopefully, especially Ferran has a great day
Yeah,
because if he's on his if he's on his really good day, he's world class.
yeah. Well, you saw the last
Honestly,
game. How
yeah.
his movements, his finishing, he was just spectacular. Um, it didn't work out today, but I still think he's world class. I think he's gonna succeed, and
So there is a pattern. One good
yeah.
game, one bad game. So we got the bad one out of the
Otherwise,
way. Maybe the next one is good.
hat trick for Ferran.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of
That was like
ourselves.
no, no, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So yeah, it should be interesting. I think Carvajal and Rodrigo. Who else is out? Benzema is still a doubt, but I'm sure he either start or come out. He'll come on in the second half if he's injured. But he'll be. I think they'll make him. He'll catch up and start. Who else is missing? I don't know. You might sent me a list earlier. There was somebody else.
Not too sure, but Carvajal is not playing a great season, so that's not really a miss.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So uh, probably they will probably start like
Oh,
they
Mindy.
started against.
Mindy's out too.
Really?
Yep, he's injured. So Mindy, um, Carvajal, and Rodrigo will be out, and Benzema is a doubt. So, I mean, that's good. Defensively, they will. I mean, again, you said Carvajal is not that, but Mendy is immense, man. Who's gonna play in that side? Alaba, I assume then. So Alaba, I'm gonna have
Alaba?
Alaba is gonna play on
Nah.
the left. No, he's gonna play against instead of Mendy. He plays him in the left back when Mendy's out. So if he plays there, then Nacho and Militao are gonna play center backs.
He's probably going to go for Marcelo. Why put it? You need to have two center defenders, and it's not going to happen, man. He's going to play Marcelo.
No, there's no
That's
way, dude. Marcelo
why.
Traore will murder him. Dembele would murder.
Of course, he was.
He's
He
slow.
but Traore will murder Alaba when it comes to pace as well.
No, no, but
It's not even a
Marcelo
contest.
can't defend worth shit, man. Even when he was in his prime, defensively he was always suspect. I don't think he'll start Marcelo unless he has no choice. Unless the Clacho or Militao is injured, he has to play Alaba in the center back. Then that's that. But I highly doubt Marcelo will start. That'll be dumb as shit if he plays Marcelo. But who knows? I hope he does. Ancelotti, you think he's going to?
He's going to. Yeah,
I hope so.
absolutely. He's
I hope
not
so.
going to put Alaba in that.
Well, that's what he did against the last game. He played Alaba in the side there. So who knows? We'll see.
Against whom?
Was it last game? Was it the game before that?
Mallorca.
I think so. Yeah. Last game that Mendy was out, he played Alaba in that side. Even
But
even against us, I think he played there, didn't he? When we played in Camp Nou, he played the left back.
probably. I'm not too sure. Maybe you're right. Whatever the case may be. FORCA Barca.
I hope he does that, and I hope we win. But it's gonna be tough.
Going, it's going to be difficult. But whatever happens, if we fight, then that's all we want to see,
Yeah.
and we need to win the remaining games. So
Yeah. And
it's
we still
that.
have Sevilla at home, so if we win that one, I think it's pretty much in the bag to be in the top 4.
We need to beat them.
Yeah. All right, so that's that. I think we're pretty much good as far as plans. Let's talk about plans for the weekend. So, we're gonna try to have a Madrid fan on here to harass him for the game, and hopefully we win so we can attack him. No, I'm just kidding. So we can have some construction, some constructive conversations about about the game, about the tactics, about the who played better, who played worse, who had the better chances, who deserved to win, who deserved to lose. All those conversations, have them in a civil way. So that's the case. We'll try to do the episode live on YouTube if we can. I tried to set up a live thing today, but it wouldn't let me. I'm not sure why, so I'll need to figure that out. But we'll try to record the episode live if we can. That'll be fantastic.
Okay. So,
anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening, watching. Please find us on Spotify if you like to listen. All the reactions and episodes are there. If you like the episodes, subscribe and like on YouTube. We're just starting out, so we're testing things out and trying to figure out which formula works. So if you have any suggestions, we'll gladly take them. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Right.